Good afternoon, I'm Greg Leonov.
And I'm Ryan Moore.
And this is the Advocate News from Mount Hood Community College in partnership with KMHD2 Gresham, Portland. Mount Hood President Debbie Durr announced her retirement last June.
Durr is the first female president at Mount Hood and served the college for 5 years. She also served as vice president at a technical college in Wisconsin, and she was the first female president at North Iowa Area Community College, and she received a lot of resistance there. After 5 years in Iowa, she accepted the position as president at Mount Hood.
In her exit interview with The Advocate, she said that coming back to Oregon was like coming home, and that Mount Hood was much more welcoming to its first female president.
Durr's last day as president will be June 29th, and Lisa Scari, the incumbent president, will take office on July 23rd.
Speaking of Lisa Scari, in this week's editorial, we wrote about what we would like to see from her as she takes office. She will be facing a number of challenges, most of them financial. During her time at Highline College, Scari said the college was financially steady through some of her efforts. This might be a challenge for Mount Hood since there have been financial difficulties for over a decade.
This is one of a handful of issues that Scari will have to keep in mind moving forward as Mount Hood's next president.
Mount Hood's annual literary publication, Perceptions Magazine, is being released soon, and staff, students, and the public are invited to an event for the publication. The celebration will be held at the Elks Lodge in Gresham on Wednesday, May 30th at 6:30 p.m.
Passages will be read and copies of the magazine will be available for $15 each. Proceeds from sales will help fund next year's publication.
This year's Venture magazine is now available for students to pick up at any Advocate newsstand. Venture is a free annual magazine with in-depth articles as well as photos submitted by Mount Hood students.
The Northwest Athletic Conference Track and Field Championship meet was held at Mount Hood on May 21st and May 22nd. MHCC athletes made impressive placements and broke a few personal records. Sophomore Erica Veldkamp and freshman Grace Buchanan were awarded with All-American honors for their performance in the 10,000-meter race and javelin. On the men's side, Michael Boschway took part in the 100-meter race and broke his season goal of finishing in just under 11 seconds.
Now that's a race. And speaking of races, we have a political one. This year, 6 pairs of candidates are running for president and vice president of the Associated Student Government of MHCC.
Presidential candidate Antonio Edwards said he never felt as empowered as he did knowing he was working on a campaign that in turn will serve the students. He would like to encourage people to join clubs and get involved with activities. Refugio Leyva, his VP, said he would like to see a school garden growing fresh fruits and vegetables for Barney's Pantry. He said he would also like to see a rugby team.
Presidential candidate Barry Morganti said he would like to continue with ASG's current efforts. He wants to make sure that any current projects going on with ASG will continue to completion. He also wants to see improved communication. Morganti said that he has no other cause to run for president than that of serving the students.
Presidential candidate Bob Hansen said he would like to see a Barney's Pantry at Mount Hood's Maywood campus. He encourages students to be enthusiastic and proud of Mount Hood.
He also said, "Booyah."
Booyah!
Presidential candidate Joshua Hall and vice presidential candidate Red Burkett want to see better Wi-Fi on campus. They want more food options and more signage directing students to departments and activities.
Presidential candidate Kenneth Mendoza and VP candidate A. Chan May would like to see an end-of-the-year celebration and more multicultural events. They would also like to see improved recycling campaigns, more mirrors in bathrooms, and gender-neutral bathrooms.
Presidential candidate Wakely Wolf and his vice presidential candidate Isaac Chura's platform consists of increased communication throughout the campus and the overall safety of students.
I'm Ryan Moore.
And I'm Greg Leonov.
And this is the Advocate News, collaborating with 89.1 KMHD2 Gresham, Portland.
To get involved with the Advocate, join us during our weekly meetings on Mondays and Tuesdays, noon to 1 p.m. in room 1369.
To find out more, check out this week's issue of the Advocate located all over campus, or visit us online at advocate-online.net. And that's the way the news goes. Thanks.